Good morning and namaskar, friends. Finally, we are going to start uh, uh, technical series, and I am calling it as "Busting the Buzzword." And this is the first video. Now, you might think why I'm calling this "Busting the Buzzword," because in the area of AI, ML, and data science, we have a lot of buzzwords and people use them without even understanding them, knowing them, and that creates a lot of confusion in the mind of audience. So let us start without further ado. So in this first video we are going to cover what is three most important talked about things in this area of study, that is data science, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. We are going to see how they are similar and how they are different, and when to use the right word. So let's start. So first, let's start with data science. So right side, if we see, right, that is the official kind of technical definition. And if you read through this definition, it says data science is a so multidisciplinary field that uses scientific methods, processes, algorithms, and systems to extract knowledge and insights from the structured and unstructured data. It combines statistics, computer science, domain expertise, and data analysis. It looks like loaded thing, right? And while going through, since now we are together in this journey, we will understand each and everything what is talked about. We will understand what do you mean by um structured data, unstructured data, going forward, what is statistics and those stuff, what is data analysis do you mean. But this is the introductory thing, and I want to take it kind of cover in a way where makes sense in the language of the like what we speak, right? And just to make this concept very clear in your mind and heart. So instead of going through this definition, I would like you to take this decision, this definition. Think data science as a being a detective who digs through tons of data to find hidden clues and pattern. It is about making sense of data. Now, if you go through this definition, right, it is very much clear that what is the purpose of data science. So goal of data science is what? So you have a lot of data, right? Data which are raw data. Now somehow you do something here. Now this is part talks about what you can do here. Apply scientific method, process, algorithm. So you do something here, and then you convert the data into insights. So I'm just adding investigation part, analysis part. So this is the main purpose of data science, that you have data and you do kind of all necessary thing which is required to make sense of this data, create actionable insights, and apply that in the business. That is the only purpose of data science, right? So we'll start with this definition, and this is what we will explore when we deep into kind of topic, right? The second thing, now what is machine learning, right? Now again we'll go through the formal definition. So machine learning is subset of AI. Now this part will explore what is the relation between all these three. So then we will realize, then we'll understand that, let's say if you call this as a AI, Then machine learning it basically is a part of it. It's a subset of this. So ML is definitely a no subset of AI. Now, machine learning is subset of AI that focus on algorithms and a statistics model that allows computer to perform a specific task without explicit instruction and relying on pattern and inference insight. Now, this I want to little explain, right? Now, what is the difference between traditional programming and machine learning? So let's understand that way. So if in the traditional programming, what we have, this is this is some system. Now we get an input, and then it gives you some output. Now, how to convert this input and to output in traditional programming is we write rules. And who writes the rules? Programmers write the rule based upon domain knowledge they have. Domain knowledge. That is how this input is gets converted into output. So let's say input is two number A and B. So now, based upon what we are trying to do, right? A programmer will say that we are looking for a C, and the way to get C is A plus B, and what you get is 5, right? So that is a C. Now, tomorrow, if this relation doesn't hold true, then basically you have to come here and say no. Now, basically, C is not A plus B. Actually, now A plus B square is the C. So we'll say now it's 25. So you see, this traditional programming or rule-based systems depend upon the efficiency of programmer, how well he articulates himself, and also how well the domain knowledge he has. So basically, learning and expertise is lies within the kind of brain of this person or programmer, and he just transfers those knowledge in the rule. So when situation changes, you have to change your rule as well. Now let's see how no machine learning is different from that perspective. So let's see what will happen in machine learning. So in machine learning, again, let's say we have a system which is now ML system. Again, it gets a input, right, and then it gets a output 7, right. Now here the thing is, we take observations from the world. So we take observation from the world, right? So what we say that based upon our observation of the world, we say that A, B, and C. So we say that what we have observed is when A is equal to 2, B is 3. What I found that C is 7. Another thing what we found is when this is 4, this is 5, right? Then this is 11. Now instead of now input is one thing. Now what we say, instead of somebody's giving some rule to this ML system, what we give this ML system is this data. And we don't write algorithm to kind of convert directly input to output in this system, which we used to do here. We don't directly do that. What we do here is we give this system that this data. So this ML system, we give this data, and now we run extraction and learning algorithm. They are not rules. Basically, these algorithm knows how to understand patterns in the data and then create the rules. So this is called the ML training part. Machine learning training is basically this, taking this data and then we write extraction and learning algorithm based upon that, and given data rules are generated. Rules are generated. Now once rules are generated, right? So let's see. So once rules are generated now. So once rules are generated, now we have this system. So so ML training phase is we get to this. So whatever the rule it extracted. If you see here, one of the rule what it can derive is basically C is nothing but A plus B plus 2. So that is a thing, one thing it derives. So now this ML training phase is over. Now training, now ML has another phase called inference. In that phase, now since now rule is already interpreted, now this is behaving as a no, traditional programmed or rule based system. Now if you give a is equal to 2, b is equal to 3, it will give you c is equal to 7. But it doesn't only work on this, right? Now you can give a is equal to let's say 10, b is equal to 20, it will able to give you c is equal to 32. So this is the overall view of how this traditional programming or rule based system is different from machine learning system. So hopefully you got the clarity. So right now, for this starter thing, we will take this as our definition and keep it in our mind. So machine learning like a student. Okay, so he is like a student who who learns from the example and experiences. Now, who gives this examples and experiences to ML? Data. Data is one who can give the example experiences, and without being told what exactly do. So it's not a rule based system. So nobody telling directly what to do. It is how a computer gets smarter over the time. Now this is very important. So now since you have data and you are using data to generate the rule, right? So now the system becomes very dynamic. System is dynamic. Now as soon as you give more example or better example or different variety of example, the more smarter the system becomes, right? So basically this is very very fundamental shift from traditional rule based system. Hopefully now you understood, and for now we'll consider this example just to make our thing simple. Okay, now the most talked about thing, right? People everything nowadays, everything people talk about AI, even though like we are what we they generally mean is like subset of it, but generally everything they say AI. So but if want to understand the true definition of AI is a very broad area of computer science, okay, which focus on creating systems capable of performing tasks that typically requires human intelligence. Now what is human intelligence? Human intelligence are reasoning, like questioning, learning, again learning, and should not be hard coded learning like rule based system. It should be based upon experiences and examples. Okay, perception is can be based upon multiple things. One of the very important way to make perception is vision, right? So AI should have a capability to make the machine see, right? And then language understanding, very much important. So these are kind of humanly thing which we want machine to do, and anything which makes one of these two happen is called AI. So basically AI is a very broad term, right? So you can think about AI in this way for this class, right? And this video, we can think it as AI is a genius robot that can do things like understanding speech, recognize image, even drive cars. It is a big umbrella that includes machine learning. Now, since we understood these three things, it's a very, very different thing, right? Artificial is a very broad thing which kind of include anything and everything which makes a machine intelligent and make and behave like human, right? Machine learning is one piece of the AI where actually we take some data, do and write some extraction or learning algorithm which convert the data into rules, right? And data science is another one broad term. So let's now understand what is the relationship between these things. This is very important one. You would have seen this slide multiple this kind of slide multiple times, right? So let's focus on this, right? So data science basically is another umbrella term. This is also very big umbrella term. So now, one thing I see in multiple educational video is, so they just say that this is how it is, but they don't explain this part, right? This is very important to understand because people get confused. Okay, oh, okay, so you are saying like not everything data science is AI, and not AI is data science. So instead of giving example, what is the intersection? We should focus on what is in data science, which is not included in AI, right? Because of course ML is anyway subset of AI. So we have to see what things we can do here, which is not considered as AI. So I have listed some of the things here. Let's say business intelligence, right? Dashboards, SQL analytics, and reporting. But this doesn't come as a AI because here you are not making machine intelligent. Basically, you are just trying to interpret the data, right? Let's say you have house pricing table, uh, house pricing pricing share, and this one where you have let's say area area of the house, maybe let's say multi-floor, then number of floor, and then this is the price, right? Now, let's say if data is small, you can just go read it and find out. But let's say this data is really big, then you will not know, right, which area has the most price and all. But let's say if you take this thing and you generate some geographical chart, let's say you kind of come up with this chart where it clearly divides your area, let's say like this. This is, let's say, red area, right? This is another, let's say, mm, yellow area, and this is, let's say, black area, right? Now the thing is here, then we can then like basically we know that prices are kind of differ between all these areas. So and this will be very so now it will, once you plot here, you can clearly say that okay, this is a premium area, right? And so this will be very visually very appealing and very make thing very clear once we do that. But this you cannot consider as AI because you have not done anything to machine, right? It's just using machine as a tool to understand the data. So those kind of stuff, guys, comes only in the data science. We will not consider as AI. Now, now consider, let's say, what part of AI doesn't come in data science, right? This portion. There are so many because let's say I'm writing a rule based system. No, here I don't require data because I already know the domain and I can write rule of my own rule. Basically, I don't need data to kind of train or anything like that, right? So those kind of system, right? See, a rule-based expert system, chess engine with predefined rules. Those kind of systems you are making, then basically you are AI because just it can be considered AI, not in data science part of it. Now, let's see what is there in machine learning, right? So, machine learning, we understood what is this. It takes the data, right, to create the rules. So, when it gets the data, definitely it requires data science, right? So, that portion of thing is mostly require the data. Now there are some this area also, if you have to understand, like, this area very interesting. So we are saying, okay, this is the area where AI and data, it is data science, but it is not machine learning, right? So which kind of system could be knowledge based data systems, rule based recommendation? Now see, even though it's a rule, it is it's making the machine intelligent, right? Let's say it's a pressure cooker. Now so we have a sensor which measure which kind of knows the pressure, right? And then we have a rule. Somebody has written that, okay, pressure is this much, then you have to release the pressure, right? So won't you consider as AI? Definitely it's AI. It has some intelligence in this. So this system can be considered AI, but it won't be machine learning because the rules are written by domain experts. So these are, and let's say, uh, now let's say there is a system where we require data. We have data. So this is very important to consider. Let's say now we have a system where we have a data which has rows and columns, right? Now we are not using this data for learning. We are not using for learning. What we are doing is it is actually used as a, let's say I'm kind of coming with graph, search graph, search graph, which actually, if let's say there is an input is there, the input gets broken down and it gives you relevant search. Let's say search engine kind of application you're doing. Basically, it uses is based upon data, because unless you have good amount of data, you cannot actually give any good output, right? But if you see, the data is not used for learning. It is just getting used as a, repository or something like that, right? So consider this search kind of indexing kind of applications are those applications where we have data and where there is intelligence, right? But we are not kind of it not be considered machine learning, because that not because the data is not used for learning, that is used for only application. So hopefully now we are clear about these terms, and and covering like what is not included, that is very important. Most of the videos I have seen or educational stuff I see, they don't cover this part, so we always get confused. Like, okay, so I understood what is the common, but what is that this part, right? And what is this part? So hopefully now it's very crystal clear. I'm going to you can see this one, this table at the end, right? So I have divided into scope. Let me get another color. Okay, so let's see. So scope, goal, technique, and output. If you see data science, the scope is we discuss, right? Data analysis. We are just we take a data and analyze it. Maybe we can find out the mean, mode, all those stuff, right? To get a sense of data. We can even create a nice chart. But there is a one scope is called modeling also. Now you see, this is where the intersection is. Once you go into data science and talk about modeling, basically you are talking about this where machine learning and data science are getting converged. So this is the modeling part. Now what is the goal here? Basically goal is to extract the insight and knowledge for the business. So data science is more oriented about business, right? And technique use, statistics, machine learning, data mining, visualization. So you see, ML is one of the technique used for getting the insights and extracting the knowledge. It's not the only technique. Now, what is the output? You might be creating a report, you might be having a dashboard, or you might be having a predictive models. Again, here the intersection part, right? Now, AI the only goal of this scope and goal of this is simulate the human intelligence, okay, and augment the human cognition. Now, technique uses again machine learning, deep learning, rule based system. Again, we'll now next buzzword busting session will cover about machine learning, where we'll see deep learning is again a subset of machine learning, and then we'll understand that. And what is the output? You get an intelligent system, maybe chatbots, vision, etc. Machine learning. Now this is very important. This is always this one, right? Where any algorithm which help us, learn things from the data. Now what is the goal? Improve the performance by experience. Experience is nothing but data. right? And the only way machine to get the experience is data. So basically, you get more data, improve the performance. Now, what are the techniques? Regression, clustering, neural network. Again, as we proceed in the series, we'll cover everything. Don't have to worry, right? Here, the output will be model, which kind of does multiple things. So this is our scope here, and I think I have covered like a lot of example while going through. But let's say you want to understand little better. So in data science, you will have this kind of, and it is very business focus. Data science is very business focus. So let's say we want to understand the customer behavior through charts, statistics. Those things comes under data science. Now machine learning, Netflix recommendations. Now here data, right? Whatever your data, your preference data converts into rules, and based upon that you are shown recommendation. So this is machine learning system. Now AI, self-driving car, Siri, everything, right? So AI is really big term. It has scope for even rule-based system, even machine learning system. So this is how I would like to conclude this first video. And guys, please subscribe to this channel, and especially look out for this playlist, which is again I would like to reiterate. This playlist will be called Bursting the Buzzwords in the area of AI. Hopefully, you found this video interesting and knowledgeable. And please subscribe to the channel, because now we are just getting started, and a lot of goodies has to is yet to come. Thanks.